All right. How is everybody? Okay. So, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Farming and BS. And we have got quite a freaking bit to talk about today. Especially regarding sports, regarding everything. There is going to be quite a bit. So, if you are new to the channel, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. Look, we're real simple around here. As long as you guys hit the like, that's all we ask for. Literally. But with that said, we've got a lot, and I mean a ton. I've got a certain feeling regarding the Lions. I want to talk about. We got to talk about today. We have a couple of announcements for you. I have an idea that I do believe can help, college football. We got a little bit of a blitz for you. We got to talk about Peacock and streaming networks. We've got some overreactions versus reality. We have got an update regarding Doug and Aaron. We got to talk about Harbs. Got to talk about Harbaugh, dude. We got to talk about Friday. We have got to talk about the Fox 2 liners. We're going to put a bow on that. What else? I've got some things that a source told me. Lots of football. So we are just going to start with today and go from there. On top of that, let's get the first announcement out of the way regarding the map that we are on and why we have $900,000. That is because good old TJ and I are going to band together on this playthrough. And on top of that, as y'all can see, I don't have a house. Now, I had a house put up, but I don't have a house now. We got a little bit of this field missing. I'll explain that here in a little bit. We've got some odds and ends to sell off. I believe we've got some soybean in here. Yes, we do. And then on top of that, way over here, the square body is back. We'll talk about it. I bought an OBS Chevy. We are going to be selling some milk. We are going to be possibly purchasing a little bit of equipment tonight as well, and getting some things put down on our fields here. I do have a question regarding this map as well. So yeah, there's quite a bit. And I forgot to turn on fast running. You know what? F it. So we bought a 7810 and we put a loader on it. Look at how many hours this thing has. Almost 40 freaking hours. Sheesh. We've got the square body sitting over there with the trailer that we need to go sell as well. We've got bales, we've got cows, we've got it all going on today. We have 29,000 liters of milk and 108,000 of slurry. Sheesh. So we're going to be doing a lot of driving. Here is the OBS Chevy, looking good. This Chevy, by far, I gotta be honest, I think it's my favorite one in the game. This is from Diesel Division Customs. As I've said before, as you guys can see the sticker on the back. In fact, let me hop up in here real quick. Yes, sir. It's got a Duramax in it. Diesel Division Customs, baby. Yes, sir. We got the roll pan on the back. Looking smacksy. So I reckon let's go ahead and get into that. TJ has already been putting in freaking work regarding this. Since we're gonna be moving in his buds, we are gonna be doing quite a bit of an expansion on here. And TJ's already got one field down. Looks like he's working on another one. So we've got quite a bit of work to do today. I don't know how far we'll get, but we'll see. But regarding this map, there is another version of No Man's Land out there. I did want to know if you guys did want to see that, because if you guys do, then basically what we are going to do after we finish out this playthrough, even though we have tons of other ones that we're going to be, well, getting into, not going to give it away. There's a lot of surprises. We'll go from there. The point is that if you guys do want to see it, let me know in the comments below, because if you guys do, then what is going to happen is after we get through this playthrough, it will be in the hopper as far as all of our playthroughs. And let me tell you, we've got quite a bit. Not going to give anything away, because that's not me. Also, who mows their grass? Who mows the yard at like 8 o'clock at night? Ridiculous. So TJ has not gotten the signs torn down, but both shops are gone too. Sheesh. Homie came back to party after his vacation. So I reckon let's go ahead and let's pull up here and let's get to on freaking loading some milk. Get some freaking moolah up in here. And while we're doing that, let's go ahead. Let's check the market. We don't have anything that would work on that, unfortunately. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's get a... Oh, I landed right on. Perfect, dude. Let's get us a spreader. Actually, don't I have one? Or no? No, I don't. Wow. Okay, then. Well, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get us a spreader. Because we're going to probably need that. I don't have any slurry spreaders in here, do I? Huh. I don't. Alrighty then. I reckon let's see if we can find one of those bad boys. And see what the heck we can get into here. That's only 150, but I mean, I reckon that'll do her. Let's go ahead and let's bump that working speed up a little bit. Now I'm assuming we're gonna need this. I have no idea. It is what it is. Is there anything else that we are gonna need here? Trying to think, dude. Oh, you know what? I need to put down one of those bunkers too. Oh, and he's got store deliveries on, so it's going right to the farm. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Well, I reckon we'll do a couple more loads and get into that. But I reckon let's go ahead. We'll get back to the farm. We'll get loading up. We'll do a little bit more driving, and let's do the business. I'm gonna start with the streaming, and you'll hear me say this a lot because this is going to be for the average fan. And listen, I'm not a great fan, but I ain't no average fan. But here's the deal. With that said, when it comes to the ideal of this streaming service, and take what I do for a living out of the equation for a moment, and let's just focus on ourselves as fans, if you will, right? And look, my thing is that yeah, it's going to affect certain people. It really is. It's going to affect certain people because of the fact of the day and age that we live in of, well, the TV networks doing a lot to, I wouldn't say necessarily hurt our fandom, but test it. And look, unfortunately, yeah, I can see it as greed, or I can see it as, you know, hurting the fans, but look, to me, in the day and age where we live in, more streaming services are going to get a hold of this, and primarily, guess what's going to happen? You're going to have streaming. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to enjoy your sports. And again, this is where I say take what I do out of it. I have to have it because otherwise, what am I going to do? Just come on here and start talking to you guys? You know what I mean? Like, oh, hey guys, what's up? Just going to be harvesting today. Like, nobody wants to watch that. Come on. My whole point being is that, look, at the end of the day, there is a ton that is going to go into this. And the thing being is that at the end of the day, you have to make a decision what's best for you. And look, I say this a lot, and this is one of those topics where I can't just be, sports radio guy and come on here and cry to you, the fan. No, I pride myself on being different. Again, I'm only 27. I don't know everything. But you know what? That's life. And that's okay, but at the end of the day, you have to make the best decision for you. And look, for me, I have to have the streaming because I watch an unhealthy amount of college football. I have all the magazines. I have a game going on my phone, a game going on my laptop, a game going on my TV. But look, I understand the frustration when it comes to the whole streaming thing based on you don't have a back button. And that's what kind of teased me off. So my second point on this is that at some point or another, the TV networks are going to have to get with it. And guess what? It just means you're going to have to pay for it. But they are going to have to upgrade these remotes. Because if you are anything like me and you love football, it is oxygen. You're not just watching one game. And obviously, again, with my job, I have to watch multiple games, etc. The entire point being is that I just want to know where you're at. Where are you at with it? Are you at a point where it's just like, you know what? I see what's going on here. Sports is evolving. Sports is changing. I got to do what's best for me. I got to do what's best for my family. And the other thing is what I don't know. I don't know if it affects certain people, but I know it does for me. Is like a lot of the times I have people over when football's on. Whether it's family, friends, we fire up the smoker, fire up the grill, have a nice dinner, the whole thing. And the thing is that that's going to affect it in a way, but my thing being is that, look, I think at the end of the day, this really just comes back to how it is for life. Like, I have bills that, I don't want to pay. But you know what? I have to. Like, I have to pay my mortgage. I have to pay for the vehicle, that I drive. I have to pay for insurance. I have to pay, we as adults, we have things we have to pay for. But I want to go through the list of these games just because this is where my whole comment of doing what's best for you plays a role. Now, I heard a certain host bring up, oh, well, what if it's a Lions playoff game? Guys, come on, that's a lot different. The NFL is a lot different than college. Can we at least agree on that? Now, if it's a Lions playoff game and you have to pay for it, guess what? If you love your team enough, you're going to pay for it. Period. It's the same thing with college football. If you love your team and you love the sport and you watch copious amounts, unhealthy amounts of games, then you're going to pay for it. That's just how it is. Now, let's get to these games. Because of the fact of, this is where I have a little bit of a problem. And I'm going to explain, so let's get into these games. First up, Saturday, September 2nd, the big noon kickoff, East Carolina at Michigan. Now, college football is a little bit different for me because of one in particular place that, well, a lot of us shouldn't visit, but we do. And, well, a lot of it kind of dictates me in my decision making as far as a certain pod that we're going to be doing. The point is, East Carolina at Michigan. That is a Peacock exclusive game. Here's the dealio. Do you really want to watch a blowout game where Michigan is... Hold on. Full stop. Park. Hold on. I don't even care. I'm going to pull up the spreads. We're going to do this. I don't even care. Let's do this. Come on. Really? Here we go. Current line. Michigan minus 34.5. Are you really going to cry over spilt milk for a team with national title aspirations and they are a 34.5 point favorite? Not only that, but let me tell you something. Michigan is favored by 30 points in their first three freaking games. Do you mean to tell me that only because it is on Peacock, you are going to be upset because you can't watch that game? If you are upset, I have to hear it. 34.5. On top of that, game number 2, the 7:30 kick, September 2nd, West Virginia at Penn State. Come on now. Oh, here's a good one. Wait a minute now. Here's an even better one. Gotta be so hyped to watch this. Delaware at Penn State. We really gonna be crying over spelt milk for that? I don't know. I don't see quality. Because you know what quality games are? Quality games are going to be like Michigan Penn State. Oh my God. Best one on the list. Charlotte at Maryland, September 9th. Come on now. Come on now. Who wants to stay up late, make cookies, and watch Charlotte at Maryland 7:30 kick? In fact, one of the games in our little blitz that we're going to be doing a little bit later. Washington at Michigan State. 5 p.m. a Peacock exclusive. That game, I'm probably paying for. Not just because it's local, but I've kind of been a Michael Penix guy. So, yeah. Okay. Oh, wait a minute now. Saturday, September 16th. Who's hyped for Syracuse at Purdue? You see what I'm saying with the quality here? I mean, yeah, I want to watch for Big Bird, but Syracuse and Purdue? Here's another one I'd pay for. Now this one is on NBC. Oh, well, yeah, it is on NBC and Peacock. Ohio State at Notre Dame. Like, okay, a little bit of quality there. Not bad. Not bad. Can we get a line for that game? Let's get a line. Let's get a line. Let's go. Let's get a line for that game. I literally have FanDuel pulled up so we can see this. Let's go. Pull it up. You literally, right now, look at this. Wait for it. Ohio State at Notre Dame. Let's go. The line. Ohio State minus 8.5. Again, Saturday, September 23rd. Ohio State at Notre Dame. Ohio State minus 8.5. Here's another quality one that's actually on NBC and Peacock. USC at Notre Dame. Whoa, buddy. Check out this line. USC minus 1.5. You see what I mean now? We're getting into the quality a little bit. 7:30, November 11th. This one is also on NBC and Peacock. Michigan State at Ohio State. Can we get a line? Can we get a line? Let's pull it out. Let's go. Oh, that's a drop. Excuse me. Let me go ahead and clip that. Thank you. Okay, let's go. Ohio State for that game. Minus 24.5. You see what I mean when I'm talking about quality of these games? And I got to pick on Michigan State a little bit here. I mean, has not been good for a while. The last couple of seasons taking on Ohio State. Yeah, let's not. And then finally, November 24th. I believe that's Thanksgiving or around there. The point is, Friday, November 24th, Penn State at Michigan State. And that's at Ford Field. Let's see, can we get a line for that? Of course it's not loading. Come on now. Okay, so there is no spread for the game yet. But when you're talking about quality, I mean, like I said, prime example. Who's excited for Syracuse at Purdue? Be honest. Come on now. Let me go ahead and get the trailers filled up. And we'll see if we can get a line. But no, I mean, as far as some of these games, yeah, there is actual quality, but it's not great, Bob. Not great. Like, we're talking, what would you grade that? Penn State at Michigan State, probably about an A. Michigan State at Ohio State, depending, since this is a make or break year for Tucker, I'd say about a C minus. USC, I almost said UC. USC at Notre Dame, October 14th, probably about an A. Ohio State at Notre Dame, another A there. Syracuse at Purdue, probably going to go about a D minus there. Washington at Michigan State, probably about a B plus, A minus, I would say. This one's an absolute F. Charlotte at Maryland, who's ready? Then Delaware at Penn State, probably another F. East Carolina at Michigan, F. And then not only that, but then West Virginia at Penn State, F. Like, there's not a lot of quality in these games, it is what would be my point. And as I said, my thing being is that you look at some of these games, and like I said, Michigan's a prime example. Minus 34.5. You are a 34.5 point favorite. We'll just say 35. And you mean to tell me we're excited to watch that game? You see what I mean? But it's just, to me, it's just like, look, in my case, I'm an adult too. I have things that, I have to pay for that I don't necessarily want to. But as far as it goes, unfortunately I have to pay those bills. And that's what adulthood is. But when it comes to sports like football, I don't know if there's anybody like me out there, but I'm looking for quality. And I am talking Michigan or Ohio State. I'm talking Ohio State, Penn State. Quality games. Not games that are going to be a blowout and games that are going to be ridiculous. Now, don't get me wrong. I love college football, and I will watch some ratty games. However, when it comes to football season, for me, and I have to stream in order to get me to buy it, there has to be quality. And, don't get me wrong, I have my worry. We saw the NFL with Amazon Prime. We saw that. That didn't work out too well. So, what would be my fix? If I could help every single college football fan out there. Because let's face it, unless you're like 4, well, I don't know. There are some kids out there who are pretty young who have a tablet and a cell phone. The point is, we all have cell phones. We all have tablets, computers. We have all sorts of things that we can utilize to our advantage to watch multiple games, multiple sports, etc. My whole point would be do a college style red zone. And no, I don't mean Scott Hansen. 7 hours. But let's not do that. Let's not. But here's the thing. If you could do a college style red zone, boy, I'd like to think that'd make a lot of people happy, wouldn't it? Now again, you're still going to have to pay for it. But at the same time, a show that's on all day, that has an app, you can download the app, and go from there. But if we could do a college style red zone, that would be my fix. Look, I think everybody has a fix, but the thing is that sometimes in life you don't just get to escape reality. Reality is you need money to live. You need money to support yourself. You need money to support your family. You need money to support your kids, your wife, your girlfriend, etc. And when it comes to that, It is very, very simple. It is very, very simple based on the fact of that, look, you need money to pay bills. So is it really that big of a deal to spend a little extra money on you? I don't know, man. To me, I just don't see it as a big deal. I see it as the future of what's to come. The future of what's to come is going to be, it's going to test a lot of people's fandom. It's going to test your love of the sport. And truly, I think based on what we've seen and what we will see in the coming years, it is going to be survival of the fittest. Meaning that if you believe in the fact of that you are going to be able to still enjoy your sports and you're still going to enjoy the sport that you love the most, then guess what? You're all good. However, on the other side of the coin, it also means that, let's be honest, it's not only going to test your fandom, but you may need a break from the sport. But then, oh, how sweet it'll be when you come back. See, because this is where I always laugh. I always laugh because we always get the call of the what I like to call the fake angries. The fake angries. And what I mean by that is that, very, very simply, they say, well, I'm not watching anymore. Well, I'm done watching. Oh, okay, you are? Huh. Except when your team gets to be in the college football playoff, when your team gets to be in that final game, the chance to play for a national title, you can tell me you're not watching, but we both know that answer. Everybody who is watching and will watch this stream knows for a fact that you will be watching. So look, I think very, very simply, these next couple of years are going to be interesting. I would say the next 4 to 5 years. I think a lot of people are going to be done. I think a lot of people are going to say, I'm done, I'm not watching this anymore, until what I just said. And then they'll come back. But truly, that's where I'm at with it. So I'd love to know where you guys are at with it. With that said, let's move the notebook out of the way. Let's grab the old Lindy's Sports Magazine and let's get into the big ones. A little bit of a blitz style. And we're going to talk about the games. So they went through and they picked out these certain games. So here's what we're going to do. I am going to give you the date, I'm going to give you the teams, and we will go from there. And I want to hear from you guys on it. So with that said, let's do it. It's the big ones. All right. We'll start at the bottom, and we'll go all the way to the top. November 25th, they have 3 games. And you know what? There is only one here that I care about. Ohio State. And as I blow past the driveway, Ohio State and Michigan. I think with the recent things going on at Michigan, I think it's very, very simple. I think it is national title or bust. And look, I think Jim Harbaugh has Ryan Day's number, and I think Michigan has Ohio State's number. And look, Michigan has beat them twice back to back. Can they do it again? Yeah, I think Michigan can. I'm going to be very, very interested to see how it goes. And look, I'll be the first person on here telling you, if JJ McSizzle does not play well in that game, I'll be the first on here to tell you he didn't play well. Alright, up next, is going to be November 18th. And this one is going to be one of the more interesting games that I have no idea what the hell to do with. Because I am looking at both of these teams and just saying, what are we even doing? It is Nebraska at Wisconsin. So Matt Rule, after his little stint with the Panthers not going over so well, Nebraska hires him. And then, of course, Wisconsin is going to an air raid system with Luke Fickell? Yeah, I have no idea what to do with both of these teams, but very, very interested to see that game. Now again, lower quality than the game we just talked about, but going to be very, very interesting as well. With that said, November 11th, it is going to be an East title elimination game. It is Michigan at Penn State. Now, it's not the whiteout. Those frauds in those suits effing over the fans once again, because it's going to be Penn State, Iowa for the whiteout. This is the game that should have been the whiteout. It is the greatest. Let me say that again for the people in the back. It is the greatest atmosphere in college football, being the whiteout. It should have been this game. It is a East title elimination game, and it is Michigan at Penn State. October 28th. Ohio State versus Wisconsin. Now, why in the heck would I choose this game? Because Luke Fickell is a former Buckeye. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Let's get it. It is the in-state rivalry, October 21st. The in-state rivalry, and the whole freaking state gets up for it. It's Michigan and Michigan State. Now look, I'm not really a fan of either team. Now again, my job has taken that from me, but here's the point. As I said, it is a make or break year for Mel Tucker. You have the recent things going on at Michigan looming over a team with national title aspirations. On top of that, things got ugly last year. That one is going to be one to watch. And not only that, but I believe it's under the lights again. Let's go. October 7th. Because even though TJ and I usually enjoy a good dip along with some very seasonal beer, it is the Little Brown Jug battle. For the first time since the COVID season, Harbaugh versus Fleck, and boy oh boy, I can't wait. I bet Blake Corum's still running. It's Michigan and Minnesota. September 30th, excuse me. The battle between two ex-NFL head coaches. Harbaugh taking on Matt Rule, baby. It is Michigan at Nebraska. Oh, we're getting close. Another game we talked about. And this one's going to be a good one. Marcus Freeman, Ryan Day, Kyle McCord. I don't even know who Notre Dame's QB is. Buckeyes make the first trip to ND since 1996. September 16th, Washington comes to town under the lights to take on Mel Tucker and the Spartans. They got drubbed last year. Oh, we're out of milk. Perfect. Oh, the truck got dirty, man. All right, I'm getting too distracted here. Sparty drubbed 39-28 last year. Man, oh man. Lots of questions regarding the QB situation. What is the identity of the team for Michigan State? Can the defense take a step forward? We talked about it in the last stream. If you guys want to go check that out, go check it out. But with that said, very, very simply, Washington at Michigan State. And I believe that game is at under the lights as well. And then, of course, September 9th. It is a game that I think if you are a college football fan, you are looking forward to it at any cost necessary. It is Nebraska at Colorado. Matt Rule versus Coach Prime. You have Iowa at Iowa State as well. I probably should put forward on this, but I think we're going to be all right. And then finally, it is the debut for Ryan Walters, the new Boilermaker boss. Fresno State taking on Purdue. Now again, lower quality, but listen, lots of good games. That is your Lindy's Sports, the big ones, Blitz. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's stick with college one more time. And let's get into Michigan a little bit. And this is one, I gotta be honest with you, I just don't know what to do with it. Because on one hand, the NCAA is pissed, but on top of that, it doesn't stop there. Harbaugh poked the bear, but then on top of that, it brought up something that I thought was pretty damn interesting. And this was on a podcast, and I don't know that I believe it. I don't know how much I believe it. But I also don't know that to an extent that it's truly the case here. Now, there's a reason why I said that. And the reason why I say that is very, very simple. The reason why I say what I say is because this broadcast, or this podcast, brought up the fact of that this could be Harb's trying to get to the NFL. And they said that because of the suspension is not going to come down until 24. But then here's the crazier part. The NCAA violated its own rules by commenting on the situation. Now, I know how some people are going to take that, and I think you're a loser if you're going to do that. Oh, well, that's your narrative. What does that even mean? Does that make you feel like tough or something? That's your narrative. Like, what? That's crazy. The point is, there's a lot of moving parts here. So here's my question. Does this just come down to all the pressure is on Michigan, not just because of this, but also the comments of Blake Corum? Now again, I thought Blake Corum had a point because he is a senior and he is a leader in that locker room. Does this all just come down to, because I'm not going to speculate that Harbaugh's leaving and going to the NFL and, whoop-de-doo. I'm not doing that. Does it come down to we have to, as fans, as people who talk about the team, does it just come down to all the pressure is on Michigan? And does it come, and not only that, but part two, are you ready to say, are you prepared to say natty or bust? Because I'll tell you right now, as a local kid rooting for a local team to get in the Final Four of the college football playoff, and not only that, but it being the final year of it, to go out and win the natty, I'm absolutely prepared for it. Now again, I'm also a cynical, The point is that I just want to know, where you at with it? Are you prepared to say it's natty or bust? Not only that, but you came out, or not you, but the poll came out and said that's a drop. The poll came out. The point is that the poll has you at number 2 in America. Does it just come down to this is it? Natty or bust. Let's friggin' go. I just want to know. Because I got to be honest with you. To me, I think it is. I think there is so much weight riding on this season that it has to happen this year. All right. So I think most of that is good. I reckon we'll get this back. I think we'll get this back. I think we'll go ahead and I think we're going to pull that 7810 off the the slurry spreader, and I think we're going to hook that up to the spreader, get some lime going. We're going to have to get us a seeder and a planter, and then I think we will hop on over to the Ford and do that. I know we're going to try and get, well, actually, you know what? Let's get this up to the barn. I think we'll go over to the shed. We will go ahead. We will get the mowers ready to go. We'll get that little bit done. This trailer though, sheesh. But yeah, I do think we are gonna do a season 2. On the, or not a season 2, excuse me. Well, actually, yeah, it'll probably be a season 2. With that new No Man's Land. As far as that goes. But trust me, we have still got a very, very far way to go on here. But listen, surprises are going to start coming next week. We are going to be in and out each week. 19, 17, 22 playthroughs done before I ever started doing videos. Old series that I did while I was on social media. Old series that kind of like the Green Valley, Nebraska that we have, being a part of the Lost Vials. I mean, guys, we're trying everything. Just because, you know, we appreciate y'all. Also, I totally forgot to mention this. I also just wanted to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. You guys, for 13 subs, and again, I know it's no big number, but you know what? I thought for a very long time I was going to be stuck on like 2 subs. And I've got 13. Like all that does is just make me want to get on here more for y'all. Then, on top of that, the shorts are getting a ton of love. So thank you guys for everything that you guys do. I don't say it just to be nice. I don't say it just to be, you know, just to be that normal YouTube guy. No, I say it because I mean it. It means the world to me that you guys watch. And as I've said, and as you'll hear me say for a very, very long time, you guys are the real MVPs, man. You guys are the real MVPs. And yeah, you know, I put in the work to do the streams and the videos and the shorts and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, man, it's all thanks to you guys. So thank you guys for what you guys do. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and get this mowing done. And we can get on to some other stuff. Okay, so I will get to today's news in a little bit. But I've got a lot of thoughts regarding Teddy's comments and man, oh man, I think it tells you everything you need to know. This coaching staff is on panic level for Jameson Williams. Oh, and by the way, I did find that drone mod. I had no idea how to fly it, so I don't know. We might try and get that in here and try that. So yeah, we'll see. The point is you know, I think the comments tell you everything that you need to know. And I'll be honest with you. I know people are probably going to say I'm reaching here, but you can't tell me otherwise. I think this was a part of a plan by Dan Campbell. Because look at it this way. The first damn thing that Teddy says is he brings up J-Mo. He didn't bring up Hendon Hooker. He didn't bring up Jared Goff. Well, he did, but he didn't bring up Jared Goff in the first thing that he said. He didn't bring up Jahmyr Gibbs. He didn't bring up Sam Laporta. No, he actually brought up Jameson Williams. And I don't remember a time, really ever, that I've heard a backup quarterback, QB2, bring up a wideout. Because the wideout, or the QB2, is supposed to be there for QB3. But look, I think it was a genius plan by Dan, Sheila, and Brad Holmes. And on top of that, my question is where's Antoine Randall? I thought he was supposed to be mentoring J-Mo. Where's Calvin Johnson at? I thought Calvin was supposed to be mentoring Jameson Williams. And I'll be honest with you, I think it shows not only has this team changed, but the organization has changed. The thinking within the organization has changed. And as far as it goes, look, I think after today's news, I think the concern meter went into overdrive. And look, I'm going to try and be the voice of reason. I'm not going to try and be sports radio guy and come on here and tell you that, you know, all the BS that, you know, we tend to hear. Very, very simply, I think the organization has changed. I think the thinking within the organization has changed. And I think it's very, very simple. Not only was this a plan, but I think it's also telling you, I think there's silent panic going on within the organization. Because I'll tell you this, if he's not out there this weekend, and he doesn't shine in week 7, and I mean shine, and I'm not just talking a little bit, I'm talking a ton, I don't know that he's going to be here in year 3. And you can go ahead and you can laugh in my face for this take, but I'll tell you this right here, right now. This team has aspirations of a Super Bowl. You can go ahead and you can laugh me out of the room, but I stand by that. And you know what? I've got sources to back me up of people who work within the organization who say that's the motto. It is Super Bowl. And for so long, and I talked about this with the Tigers, I have heard it all. It's the Lions. Remember what happened in 1960, 85, 2, 4, 10, 12. Remember them? Get out. This team has aspirations of a Super Bowl. Now, I'm not there yet. I think it's division and home playoff win. But we think this team is going to be good. We think this team is going to be on the rise. The majority of us who are not stuck in 1980, 62, 4, 8, 12, 9, whatever other number you can come up with. But I do. I think the conversation within the organization is, you know what? It's silent panic mode. And I'll tell you this, and I'm going to continue to say it when it comes to JMO. At the end of the day, we all want this kid to succeed. We all want this kid to become our Jamar Chase, our Justin Jefferson, because he unlocks the rest of this offense. But as far as that goes, I think it's all coming down to the most pressure is on JMO week 7 at the Ravens. And guys, I'll just go ahead and tell you, he has got to shine. And it is going to be very, very hard for him to outshine Jahmyr Gibbs, to outshine Amon-Ra St. Brown. To me, it is getting to a level where he has to be the best player on the field. Not Lamar, not Justin Tucker, not Odell, not Jared Goff, not St. Brown, him. And you know what? I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to get this out of the way. For all the people out there who want to go with the media and you want to say, oh, well, you're just making stuff up. Oh, well, you're just making it up again. Oh, my God. You're trying to run him out of town. Blame yourselves, because you know what? You are the most hypocritical people out there. You know why? Because you're making up stuff. You are making up narratives that you have no proof to. So do me a favor. Either show me that proof or shut up. You are rarely ever going to hear me get heated, but when it comes to my teams, I'm going to bring the passion. You want to go at the media and you don't want to go at writers. Oh, but we'll go at the big bad media because you guys are having those robed parties at night under the moon trying to run this guy out of town. Yeah, I hear you. You have no proof. And this is what the caller said. And I quote, J-Mo does not want to be here, and I know it. Close quote. That by far and away is the stupidest thing I have ever heard in my life. And I'll tell you this, for the fake pages out there who want to report, because I see your little fake pages out there. Oh, J-Mo doesn't want to be here. Did you see the way he looked on draft night? Oh, I bet that dropped ball had a lot to do with it as well. You are coming up with every single narrative you can to justify that somehow, some way, this guy does not want to be here. Miss me with that BS. And I'll go ahead and tell you again. It's the main reason why I created this page. Because I call out the BS. The idea of callers, texters, these fake little pages doing their fake little reporting. Miss me with that. You have no proof. And if you don't have the proof, don't say the take. Because you know what? That's how you lose credibility. And you won't ever hear me do that. You won't ever hear me risk any credibility that I have to make you feel happy, to give you what you want to hear. No, I don't tell you what you need. I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what you need to hear. Period. But to me, look, with the news today, ironic that a lot of the media doesn't mention St. Brown until the very end. Ironic how that goes. The point is that very, very simply, I think it's all in a full circle. And what I mean by that is I think the move with Teddy Bridgewater, I think that was planned. I think that was absolutely planned. And if somebody can give me an example, I'd love to hear it. Because I don't know of another situation in the league where at any point, at any time, a backup QB is coming into town and saying straight up, I'm going to help this kid. And as far as the concern meter, I think the concern meter is up. And the other thing that I want to blast, because you know what? Because it's so hypocritical and it's so funny. It's so funny because the ticket texters are so cute. You texters are so precious with your little subtle shots in the text. So precious, so adorable. I would love to give you a head pat. Honestly, I'd love to just, some of these people, I would love to just pat you on the head and tell you it's all gonna be okay. Because this was hilarious. I saw this at work today. Quote, this is from a text. Quote, it couldn't have happened to a more obnoxious fan base. Close quote. I would love to give that person a little head pat. More obnoxious fan base. You know what's more obnoxious? The people who are negative on this team. The people who are more worried about, oh, you're trying to run Jeremy out of town. Oh. The people who say, well, do you remember in 1962, 46, and 84? And then on top of that, the icing on the cake, the pain and suffering will never end. This will always be a clown show. Those are the people who are the most obnoxious. The fans who actually believe in this team, who actually watch this team. This team has given you nothing for over 70 years. This is the most loyal fan base in America. They are the best fans in the world. They will go to the greatest lengths necessary to defend their team. And you have the guts of a moron to say that the fan base who actually believes in this team is obnoxious. How effing delicious. How cute. 'Cause I bet you at some point or another they were a fan of this team. You ain't slipping by me with that one and thinking you're going to go at the most loyal fan base in America. You want to talk about BS? That's the BS right there. How that's the Lions. They're never going to do anything. Here's an idea. How about you say that about the Tigers? Oh, wait. You won't. Hey, I know. How about the Red Wings? But yet a lot of people don't want to have that conversation. Hey, I know. How about the Pistons? Exactly. So miss me with that. And I bet the most, you know what the most juiciest part about this is? Remember how great Week 18 was last year? The people crying now about, oh, well, it's an obnoxious fan base. Oh my God. I bet you they were watching Week 18. And you know what the best part is? Is secretly they were in their homes. And you know what? They were actually cheering on this team. They won't admit it publicly. I'm sure they'll come out with some more straw man arguments. And in fact, okay then. Well, that's great. I was going to give you the actual comments, but whatever. I guess not. But the point is that what I thought was interesting by Teddy is that he said he's going to implement some things to help Jared Goff. Now look, I know the lightning rod that is J-Mo. It's the same way with Jared Goff. And I told you, I think that is one of your biggest headlines heading into this season. Jared Goff is playing for his future and playing for a contract. And what I thought was interesting is that he said he's going to implement some things to help JG. Pretty interesting. But here's the other thing. I think there are people, or I feel there are people out there who, honestly, are rooting for this team to lose. And I don't understand those people. Because yet, the juiciest part of this is that here is ironically, this is the juiciest part of these folks. The team already won. You were a fan at one point or another. And the funniest part about it is that you were a fan at some point. Yet somehow or another, you're rooting for this team to lose because what you want is you want to act all big and bad and you want to act all tough and go with the people who actually believe in this team and actually believe this team is different. The people within this organization are different. Hey, by the way, let me ask you a question. You know, regarding that drop Friday night, was Lomas and Dapper Dan wanting J-Mo out of town when they said that has to be a catch? And again, it's ironic that they say, oh, well, you know, he did catch the two-pointer. Yeah, he did. But ironically, let's leave that out. But no, I do. I honestly feel there are people out there who are cowards, who hide on the text, and they just don't want to come out and say it. They just feel as if they want to think they're better than everybody else because they're holding in all that hurt from years and years of losing. And it's just like, really? Like, that's where we're at? Like, that's what we're going to do? Pretty funny if you ask me, though. And as far as it goes, let me be very, very clear. Being worried is not criticism. It's not. You know, but the people going at the fan base, yeah, I love calling out their BS. I love calling out their hypocrisy. Creating these narratives out of thin air. For what? Oh, because you believe the guy doesn't want to be here? All right. So on top of the Teddy comments, we have some J-Mo comments. And, well, this is where it's going to get interesting. Quote, yeah, I feel eyes on me, but it comes with everything, being drafted high. Close quote, Williams said Monday. Quote, I wouldn't say I want the eyes off of me because I want them on me, you know? Eventually, they'll be on me, so I wouldn't say there's pressure in that. I don't feel no pressure. Okay? I don't know that I need that comment. Quote, it was important to me because I haven't been outplayed. I haven't been out and played that many reps in so long. I guess it was for me to get my feet under myself and be prepared for when the time comes, Williams said. Close quote. Quote, so it was good for me. I felt like I got out there and did the right things. Lined up well and did some things. We've got some things to fix for sure, but I did pretty well. Did you though? Little bit of a damning comment right there, if I'm being honest with you. Quote, the intensity of the game, it was a lot of fun out there. It was fully packed. They had chants going, everything. Just get your adrenaline running and get you ready for the next game, so it's good, Williams said. Just catching the ball, tucking and getting to the tuck all the way. Not trying to make a move when I see a defender right there, things like that. But my main goal is to stay conditioned, stay ready for when that time comes. When I get back to practicing with the guys, it's going to be full go. I don't really pay attention to things like that. I'm in my own head. I want to succeed as bad as I want to, so I feel like it's going to happen. Interesting enough, because my thing being is that maybe that, well, let me be careful here. Maybe that's the deal, if I'm being honest. Maybe that's the deal that needs to be fixed. And what I mean is the comment of quote, I'm in my own head. I want to succeed as bad as I want to. Maybe that's the deal. Maybe that's the problem. J-Mo is in his head too much. Now, I can't prove it. But I tend to wonder if that's the case. And I think going down with an injury today to the hamstring, I wonder how much he's going to be in his head then. Look, I think to an extent we all take it differently. We're all in our heads differently. Now again, I'm not an NFL wide receiver, but the point is that we all take being in our heads differently. So I wonder if he's thinking too much. All right. With that said, let's get to this. It is overreactions / reality checks from week 1 of the preseason. With that said, first up, let's head out to the Bay. Trey Lance played his way out of the mix to be the Niners' starting QB. For me, this is going to be reality. He did not look good. He did not look good at all. And if I were a Niner fan, I would be very, very concerned. I would be questioning, or not questioning, but I would certainly have some questions for John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan. For a quarterback who gets opportunity after opportunity to win the starting QB job, Lance does very little to capitalize on those chances. Whether due to injury or other reasons, the Niners did not score a point until Lance's 4th possession Sunday against the Raiders, as he looked indecisive about whether to throw to the receivers or take off running. Okay, number 2. DJ Moore is a top 10 receiver in the NFL. I'm going to say slight overreaction here. While the numbers look good enough to be in that top 10 spot, he's not there yet. There are some very, very good wide receivers playing in 2023. This isn't a knock against Moore, but rather a product of how good the position is in these days. Now look, do I think he can get there? Oh, absolutely. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see how good he can be with Justin Fields. Kenny Pickett will emerge as a top 10 QB in year 2. The game has certainly slowed down for KP, who is processing information much faster and trusting his receivers on intermediate and deep passes. But it's not easy to make the top 10, and that will be a stretch for Pickett unless the Steelers can make a deep playoff run. Slight overreaction for me there. Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers. Bryce Young won't start 17 games behind this Panthers O-line. And as I was writing this, I said, there's no way I'm going to say overreaction, right? And I had to battle with myself for a few minutes. So I'm going to say reality. Young is certainly mature beyond his rookie status. That was on display as he was being pressured throughout Saturday's loss to the Jets. The Panthers rookie made the right decisions and kept his poise despite pressure being in his face throughout the afternoon. Carolina's offensive line didn't do a good job protecting Young or any other quarterback. The Panthers allowed 15 pressures, 4 sacks in the loss, a performance that isn't good enough with a rookie quarterback, especially the number 1 pick. Jacoby Brissett closed the gap with Sam Howell in the QB1 battle. To me, there's still a competition in Washington. Howell didn't get off to a fast start in his preseason debut as the Commanders' starting quarterback, finishing 9 of 12 for 77 yards and a touchdown. He did lead Washington on a touchdown drive, culminating with a 26-yard touchdown pass to Jahan Dotson before he left the game. Howell went 5 of 7 for 57 yards before he exited, giving way to Brissett. I can't even talk. Brissett, the veteran, played well, going for 6 of 10 of 75 yards with an interception, which was right before the half, as the veteran forced the throw, trying to get points. Brissett did also run for a 12-yard touchdown. Howell didn't pull away from Brissett, but he's the starting QB in Washington. Brissett isn't going away, so there's still a competition. I'm going to say very, very slight overreaction. Justice Hill is the Ravens QB1 until J.K. Dobbins returns. Interesting choice for the Ravens to start Hill over veteran Gus Edwards on the preseason opener. On the preseason opener, though, Edwards entered the game when Tyler Huntley started playing in the second half. Hill was impressive starting the game for Baltimore, having 3 carries for 48 yards, including a 37-yard run that sparked the Ravens' first touchdown drive of the game. A good pass catcher, Hill may have emerged as the feature back in Baltimore until J.K. Dobbins returns, but it may not have meant as much at all. Let's see how John Harbaugh sets up his running back situation next week. This one I'm definitely going to call an overreaction. C.J. Stroud should not start for the Texans week 1. Overreaction. When you are taken that high in the draft, you have no choice. Period. Sean Clifford is clearly the Packers' QB2. This one I'm going to say reality. Clifford has the mentality of a number 2 quarterback and the skill set that kept Green Bay afloat. Should Jordan Love ever have to miss a game, if he cuts down on the reckless mistakes, Clifford could be one of the best backups in the NFL. Justin Ross should make the Chiefs roster. Reality. Speed kills. Speed kills in this league. reality. That is your Overreactions versus Reality Week 1 of the preseason. So with that, let's get to the second announcement. We have a name for the podcast. You guys will not see it until Friday. I will just tell you it fits TJ and I and this page perfectly. It fits perfectly. However, we need your guys' help. TJ and I talked about this, and we need your guys' help. We need your guys' opinion on a logo for the pod. What is going to happen is that for the first couple episodes, they are going to be posted over here. However, in the future, we are going to have a YouTube channel set up for the podcast. We have already been talking with a few people that we work with. We are going to have them come on, and we're going to have special guests. And then, on top of that, in the future, we also want to bring you guys on. So we want to have you guys on the podcast. And I would like to think everybody has a different team here. Now again, it may not be that way. I don't know. I got to hear from you guys. But we want to bring you guys on. Because look, we're going to bring you guys on when we do a public server. And, you know, we do all that kind of stuff. But we want to get you guys involved with the podcast as well. So we want to get you guys involved with that. Also, we are in discussions of also utilizing a different studio for the podcast. Now, I have my home office, and this is where we're going to be for when we're on FS, all that kind of stuff. However, I will just tell you that's going to be a while away. But I absolutely want to bring you guys on for this. So when I say that you guys are the real MVPs, I mean it. But yeah, I think we're going to do like the first 5 episodes on here. And then we're going to create an actual channel for the podcast. Because I know we want to have a video element. I mean, there's just a ton that we want to get into regarding the podcast. So just to recap, as far as both announcements go, TJ and I are teaming up for this series on No Man's Land. And then, on top of that, we are going to try and take the podcast to a next level. And as far as the second announcement, we have a name for the podcast. It fits this page perfectly, and man, oh man, I am excited for Friday. I can't wait for you guys to see it. But we do need your guys' help with the logo. So if you guys do have an idea, please let us know. But we have got plenty coming at you. So this Friday, we are going to put up the podcast. We are going to do the podcast, and then we are going to go from there. If we can get to it, depending, we may drop a surprise on Friday, meaning that we're going to be doing a double dip Friday. So you guys will get the podcast, and you guys will get a live stream. Then, starting next week, it is going to be randoms. We are going to be in and out of FS17, FS19, FS22. We are going to be doing all sorts of things. As I said, some are going to be like our Green Valley, Nebraska map, or playthrough that we have, as far as it goes. Those being the Lost Files, playthroughs we just never really got to. We're going to be going back to playthroughs that have never been seen before. Some I have done on social media. So it is going to be a plethora of things. And then it's going to be fun. We've got really the entire crew helping out on this, besides Doug and Darren. As I said, Darren is dealing with some heavy things right now, and I understand it. Darren and I talk almost every day. Darren is in good spirits. Darren's holding up, and I think that's all you can do when you are in a situation like that. Because to me, you hurt yourself when you isolate. That's when people begin to hurt themselves. On top of that, we have a new Tennessee map as well. So maybe that'll be on Friday. We'll see. But as far as Doug goes, Doug is away for right now because Doug has to take care of his kids. So, and look, I totally understand it. So, but yeah, there's a lot of different things with the podcast we want to implement. We want to implement phone calls. We want to implement text. We want to implement you guys on the pod. You guys being a big part of what we do. So, alrighty. So there is that. Grass is done, ready to go. So it'll be a while before we do another update on this map. But I know as soon as we can, we will give you guys an update. Very excited for this. And like I said, it's unfortunate with Doug and Darren. But you know what? It's like I said, I understand it. So, but with that, guys, that is going to do it. So we will catch you guys on Friday for the pod. Lots to talk about on there. Lots and lots and lots to talk about. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, click the like. That's all we ask around here. Just click that like button. But with that, guys, that is going to do it for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, drop a like, drop a comment. Make sure you guys hit the